Hi guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. We have 17 days left until Christmas season is over. I myself am looking forward to that. Christmas is not my favorite thing. It just feels empty, especially this year. I don't know why. It just feels like we're just putting out decorations and there's no soul to it. So anyway, that's just me, I guess. If you feel the same way, feel free to put it in the comments because I kind of feel alone sometimes on that. I've always felt that way about Christmas, but this year feels even stronger. Anyway, today I filmed a reaction to Christmas Mandela effects, and it was really fun. I liked remembering things differently from the creator, and like sometimes we agreed, sometimes we didn't, and it was very nostalgic. It was really fun, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Let me know in the comments which ones you thought were the most interesting, and I just thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, tonight we're going to be looking at Christmas Mandela effects. I don't know if you're familiar with those. I am kind of. I think it's like when a group of people remember a certain thing one way, and then there's another group of people that remember it another way. And I kind of just want to see what these are. This came up in my recommended, so let's see what...
December is here, so let's get into some Christmas Mandela effects. A Mandela effect is a crazy phenomenon where a group of people have a clear, collective memory of something that apparently never happened. It's a strange phenomenon where some people are always affected, some never affected, and others are somewhere in between. No one...
Oh, so it could be like something that didn't happen. Okay. The one I remember is like Bernstein Bears or Berenstain Bears. Like people remember each of those things. And so there's like a camp of like one and the other. But okay, so that, I guess you could have like things that didn't happen or things that people think didn't.
Really knows why this is, but that's what makes it so fun to talk about.
Okay.
I've got 8 Christmas themed Mandela effects for you today, so let's get right into it. Starting off today's video is the classic Christmas song, I'll Be Home for Christmas. The lyrics for the song go as follows. I'll be home for Christmas, you can blank on me.
It's either count or plan. I've heard both.
What goes in the blank? Is it you can count on me, or is it you can plan on me? If you're like so many of us, you probably said you can count on me, but that is now apparently...
That's the first one that came to my mind, count on me. But I've heard both.
...wrong and has always been wrong. It's you can plan on me. Tell me, is this what you remember? This Mandela effect has blown away everyone, and I mean everyone.
It's never been count? That's weird.
So what about the dozens and dozens of versions of this song? Surely one of them says count, right? Well, let's check them out.
Right.
What about Bing Crosby?
You can plan.
Michael Bublé.
You can plan.
Frank Sinatra.
You can plan.
Elvis.
You can plan.
Dean Martin.
You can plan.
Perry Como.
You can plan.
If the lyric "You Can Count on Me" exists, which it very well might, it's in none of the classic and well-known versions of this song. So...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, all the examples are really old songs that are like the classic great ones. I'm sure it says it in one of the newer songs. I swear I've heard it. If you've heard it, let me know.
what happened to it? Why do we all remember this? Let's talk about a line from a scene in the classic Christmas movie Home Alone that apparently never existed. Not in deleted scenes, or in its theatrical release, or its trailer, it just doesn't exist. Here's the scene. The two burglars, Marv and Harry, are chasing down Kevin because they're suspicious of him after an interaction where they almost hit him with their van. The chase concludes at a church where the lines, "Maybe went into the church. I'm not going in there. Me neither," are said. That's how the line goes now. So what's missing? Many people remember one of them saying the line, "That place gives me the creeps," but it's no longer said.
Maybe we're in the church.
I'm not going in there.
Me neither.
That place gives me
Let's
the
get outta
creeps.
here.
Yeah.
That line doesn't exist anymore in any versions of the movie, but tons of people online remember this. What about you?
Could it be that these things are being like changed and then like re-released? You know, they cut certain things out. But there would be like an original, I guess. Somebody would have it. That's weird because I do remember that, and we just watched it, but I wasn't paying enough attention. We'll have to look at it again.
Let's talk about the Grinch. Every year around this time, I get comments from people telling me to cover this one. So it's finally
This is good, by the way. This is fun. I love stuff like this.
time to cover it. Let's do it. What is the name of this Christmas book and movie retelling the story of the Grinch? Is it The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? Or is it How the Grinch Stole Christmas? This is one of those that didn't
Oh, I think it's the second one. Right?
necessarily affect me, but there are so many cases of people online who are affected by this that it can't possibly be ignored. I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of comments and posts out there from people who remember this differently than it is now. The correct answer is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts on this because so many people remember this differently, and yet all of those people remember it in the exact same way. This is what I find so weird about all of this. Does anyone
That's interesting. Maybe they don't have like such a strong affinity for it. Like some people would remember the Home Alone stuff more accurately because they've watched it so many more times. But the Grinch is kind of my thing, so I feel like that one I was hoping I really got right because I've seen that cover so many times that it's kind of like ingrained in my brain. But maybe it's like if you're not paying as much attention, I don't know.
remember the North Pole? Story-wise, it's where Santa and his workshop reside. It's where the toys are made and where the reindeers like Dunder and Blixen live. This place is located at the northernmost hemisphere of the Earth, just like the South
Dunder and Blixen. I don't know them.
Pole is located on the southernmost hemisphere of the Earth. This northern point lies diametrically opposite to its southern point and is defined directionally as true north. So tell me, what exists in the North Pole? Is it a snowy landmass or a vast ocean? The answer is a vast ocean, the Arctic Ocean to be precise. Obviously, the North Pole doesn't exist as the Christmas story explains it, but there has to be a snowy landmass up there, right?
Right.
Nope. The North Pole doesn't exist in that sense. Get this, we have known that the North Pole was an ocean as early as the 16th century. So this isn't some new change, it's a fact that we've had for nearly 500 years.
Well, there it is, right there. There's the snowy mass.
These inconsistencies could have spawned from ever-changing ice formations found within the Arctic Sea, or perhaps through changes to this planet's climate, but nonetheless, as of now, there is no North Pole as a landmass, snowy or otherwise. It's just a big open ocean. Pull up a map and look for yourself. So what do
Well, maybe Santa is an alien that lives under the water. Story for another day.
you remember? Am I alone in remembering there being a big snowy landmass on the top of our globes growing up? You have to admit, this is going to be weird for the
Actually, I do. It was. Yeah. On the top of the globe, it was a big white mass. I do remember that.
those tech-savvy kids growing up when they Google North Pole and they find an ocean. Good luck with that explanation, parents. That's the true scary part of this video.
Yikes.
We're looking at the names of Santa's reindeers. As most of you might
Also, I love these things in between. What are those called? The transitions. They're so cute.
remember, they go like this. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and what comes
Donner,
next?
Blitzen.
Is it Donner and Blitzen? or Dunder and Blixen. The way I have always known them is as Donner and Blitzen. So obviously that can't be right anymore. Their names now are Dunder and Blixen.
No.
I'll let that sink in.
Dunder and Blixen sounds like something that you hear incorrectly. Like, you know, song lyrics that are pronounced wrong. Like Dunder and Blixen, that's what it sounds like. Like a kid that didn't hear it correctly.
As always, with all Mandela effects, sometimes what you remember has never changed. Other times, it's completely different. Some affect everyone, and some affect very few. I say this to help all of those who might be confused.
Wow.
I'm sure some of the people watching this remember Dunder and Blixen, but I guarantee the vast majority of people do not. To us, it's Donner and Blitzen. These 8 reindeer names originated in a poem by Clement C. Moore titled A Visit from St. Nicholas, all the way back in 1823. This poem is also known today as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Somehow or another, it seems that every reindeer name has been memorized and recited with perfect clarity over hundreds of years, except for Dunder and Blixen. What do you think about this? Has this always been a mistranslated?
This one I need to see the original paper. I need to see the original paper for that one.
Game of telephone? Or a massive case of misremembering? Or has the Mandela effect made yet another change to our collective history and memory? I can't wait to hear what you have to say below. And for the people with kids out there, get them to name all of Santa's reindeers. I'm super curious to hear what they say. Let us all know in the comments below. Let's actually delve deeper into that poem I mentioned earlier called 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It turns out there's actually another Mandela effect hiding inside of that poem.
Oh wow, okay.
So just like with Smokey Bear, sometimes when things are very closely examined, multiple effects can be discovered. I'm going to read a verse from that poem, and I'm going to leave an area blank. I want you to tell me what goes in that blank space.
Ooh, this is
The
fun.
children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled for a long winter's nap. What goes in that blank? Is it our
just
brains,
settled our
or is it
brains.
down?
No,
The
it's our
correct
brains.
answer is, for some strange reason, our brains. Do
Yeah.
you remember that? How does that make you feel? I personally remember, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Is this a case of mass misremembering? Did we all remember this poem incorrectly, or has this changed from what you remember? And is yet another example of the Mandela effect. Let me hear all of your thoughts below.
Which is weird because I remember seeing the original poem somewhere. I feel like it must have been on a web page or something. I don't think I had it like in a magazine or anything, but it was the original poem that was reprinted. Oh, it was in a newspaper. Maybe it was that long ago, but it was a picture of the original poem and where the story came from. And I remember reading this part, our brains, because I thought that was so strange. But the reindeer names I didn't see. I'm gonna have to go look at that. That's really interesting. Okay, stop, computer, stop.
This one is strange. So strange I don't even have an introduction or a thoughtful question to ask you about it. Have you ever
Oh wait, these upside down trees are so cool. Would you ever do one of these if you had a ceiling tall enough? I would like to, I think. Just for fun. I think that'd be fun. Okay, stop it.
heard of an upside down Christmas tree? Yes or no? So the answer is yes. Upside down Christmas trees are a thing. The upside down Christmas trees are pine trees or fir trees that are flipped upside down so that the wider base is at the top and the smaller top is pointed downwards. In modern days, this trend caught on when holiday window displays at major stores would put upside down Christmas trees out so that more ornaments could be seen by the public. This bizarre phenomenon supposedly dates back to 12th century Eastern Europe, where the upside down Christmas tree was meant to represent the Christian Holy Trinity. Somehow. Have any of you ever heard of this now popular and widely known Christmas tradition? Upside down Christmas trees just seem impractical and silly to me, yet here they are. Do you place your trees like this? Do you know anyone that does? Have you even seen this before? I never have, not once. In all the department stores, all the friends' houses, all the homes I've lived in, I've
Never done it, but like I said, it would be fun. Like not your main tree, but like just another tree in the house, you know? I think that'd be cute.
Never heard of this before. Historical Mandela effect changes are the weirdest ones to
Ooh, I
talk
like that
about,
one.
because for some people, this is a totally normal thing, and for the rest of us, it's completely unheard of. December is here, and like many, Christmas is on my mind. So let's make a Christmas video. Obviously, decorations and colder weather are a part of the season, but so is Christmas shopping, if you participate in that. I did most of my shopping online,
Yay,
but just to feel
shopping.
nostalgic, I went and visited some physical stores. Now, as I walked around one of these dying ancient retail monuments, I noticed something that really confused me. I heard a classic song playing over the speaker in a department store. Upon hearing the song, I got a little confused.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws.
Up on the housetop? I always thought it was up on the rooftop. So I
No.
went and looked it up, and here are the results. Up on the Housetop is a Christmas song by Benjamin Hanby in 1864. Now, if you're like me, you remember it being up on the rooftop.
No.
So,
I remember it being up on the housetop because I used to play this on the piano. It was one of my favorite things to play when I was learning as a kid. And so I remember the sheet music. It says up on the housetop.
did it change? Are there variations of it, or is this an example of the Mandela effect? Well, we're going to get into that, but first a quick and tragic history lesson about Benjamin Hanby. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm in a giving mood, and what's better than an interesting backstory? Benjamin Hanby was born in Rushville, Ohio, to a local bishop by the name of William Hanby, who was involved in the administration of the Underground Railroad. If you don't know what that was, the Underground Railroad in America was a network of people, both black and white, offering aid and shelter to escaped slaves from the South. Benjamin Hanby vehemently opposed slavery, which made it difficult for him to blend into the more conservative fraternity that the church attracted. Not only that, once he took over his father's church, he ran into a lot of trouble. Because he had alternative views on church music compared to what was deemed acceptable at the time, as well as how to educate children. Because he failed at keeping his position in numerous churches, Benjamin had trouble providing for his wife and children. There was one point in time where he wrote a song called Darling Nellie Gray, which he sent the manuscript of to a publisher called the Oliver Ditson Company of Boston. He assumed that the song had been rejected until he heard his sister singing it at a recital.
Oh, wow.
It was soon discovered that the Oliver Ditson Company had published the song under Hanby's name, but claimed the copyright for themselves. So Hanby sued the firm, but only won $50, which is about $1,560 today, as well as 12 free copies of sheet music.
Here, sorry we stole your song. Here's 12 copies of sheet music on us. Wow. Okay.
Benjamin eventually ran a singing school and crafted music for the John Church Music Company, but he still didn't make enough money to take care of his family. When it was all said and done, Benjamin Hanby ultimately crafted and published over 80 songs, but passed away at the young age of 33 from tuberculosis.
Oh, wow.
Like so many great artists throughout history, he wasn't truly recognized during his lifetime. Now that you have the background on Benjamin Hanby, let's get to the bottom of this mystery surrounding his song. Upon doing some research, the first thing I found was an article called Up on the Rooftop on a website called ChristmasHeadquarters.com. Okay, this sounds promising. I mean, ChristmasHeadquarters.com? That sounds pretty official to me. Then I read it. Throughout the article, the writer calls it Up on the Rooftop, but the embedded YouTube video says Up on the Housetop. Huh? How could you not notice that difference? You put the video in your article. The article even says Up on the Rooftop was written by Benjamin Hanby. If you click on his name, it takes you to the Wikipedia page for him, where it says he composed Up on the Housetop. Why does the name keep changing? Was it written to be Housetop, or was it written to be Rooftop? Well, apparently, the original lyrics are as follows.
Up on the house, no delay, no pause. Clatter the steed of Santa Claus. Down throw the chimney with loads of toys. Ho for the little ones, Christmas joys.
I'm gonna be honest, the shorter version right there, I think that's incredible. I think we should all just sing that instead. Anyway, apparently it
I agree. That's pretty cool.
wasn't ever Rooftop. And as for Housetop, that's only in the name of the song. In the original lyrics, it only ever says house.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all this? Or does it even matter? Is this just a song that changed over time? Just like how people in different parts of the world use different colloquial phrases, such as housetop or rooftop, and because of that, the lyrics changed over time? Or would you attribute this to the Mandela effect? Honestly, for this one, I don't really know. I always grew up singing On the Rooftop, but maybe I was wrong all along. Upon digging further, I found a ton of renditions of this song using housetop, and only a few country versions using rooftop. So make of that as you will. For this next Mandela effect, we are traveling to an island called Svalbard. This Norwegian archipelago is located in the Arctic Ocean way north of Europe. Have you ever heard of this island before? From what I have
No. Ooh, but there's the North Pole.
come to understand during my research, Svalbard is a hotly contested Mandela effect. Numerous people claim that they have never seen or heard of this island before, despite globes, atlases, and world maps being widespread and prevalent in schools across the United States of America. Pulling up pictures of those same globes and world maps and atlases today shows Svalbard sitting right where it belongs, as if it's always been there. I'm not claiming to be an expert on this one, I just think it's very interesting and pretty fascinating that so many people are arguing over this. Have you ever heard of it before? I'm sure there are more than a few of you asking yourself, how is this even related to Christmas? Well, it's pretty simple. It has polar bears, and even Santa Claus's official mailbox. I'm not even joking. Not to mention there's a man named Santa Claus that lives there in an old mine. I'm not joking.
We found him.
Go look it up. I guess what happens in the Arctic Ocean stays in the Arctic Ocean. Frosty the Snowman is a childhood classic to many in the United States. He was a snowman brought to life through magic in a 1950
Frosty the Snowman was a snowman. If you know who did that one, put it in the comments.
recording, but became a household name in his 1969 animated film debut. Frosty the Snowman is a memorable character, and if you ask most people, they can describe every detail about him. But miraculously, Frosty is now missing something. So here's what I'd like you to do. Visualize all of the accessories and clothing articles on Frosty the Snowman. Now what do you see? Let's see what we've got. We have a button nose, we have two eyes made out of coal,
carrot,
and here's the Mandela effect.
hat.
Which of these items did he never adorn in the 1969 film? An old silk hat? A corncob pipe? A red scarf? A broom? Frosty the Snowman has an old silk hat, a broom, and a corncob pipe, but has surprisingly never worn a red scarf. Do you remember a red scarf? For some reason, dozens of people online seem to remember Frosty the Snowman wearing a scarf, and most remember it being red.
Red.
So where did it go? Why do so many people remember this detail that now seemingly doesn't exist? It's really interesting. Even some modern-day Frosty the Snowman publications and media today show him wearing a red scarf.
Well, maybe that's why we remember it that way. I don't know.
If you compare the past and the present, at some point some artist said, "Oh yeah, of course he has a red scarf," and drew Frosty with a red scarf. Does this prove he used to have a scarf, and that the past has been altered in some slight way? Or is this just a massive case of misremembering an iconic childhood character? I'll leave that for all of you to argue over in the comments below. Oh, and before I leave this topic, check out this funny little detail. Look at what the kids are wearing in Frosty the Snowman. You see anything wrong with this image? Did the creative behind these illustrations grow up in a place without snow? Did they not realize it's cold? These kids are wearing shorts in a blizzard. Anyway, there you have it, 8 Christmas Mandela effects. I hope this year you get everything you want and that you get to spend a bunch of time with the people you love. I have one more video coming out this year, which is my best of 2023. I hope everybody's looking forward to that. I know I am, and then I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a nice little break and I'll be back in 2024. I hope you're looking forward to it.
Well, this channel is actually really cool. I kind of want to look at this Thanksgiving one. This is kind of fun. Glitches in the Matrix. I think I'm going to have to subscribe to this and come back later. But I also hope you get everything you want for Christmas and lots of time to spend with loved ones. And thank you so much for being here and watching with me. Let me know what you think about any of these in the comments. What was your most surprising one? What shocked you the most? Or are you most strongly like, this is how it was? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.